Every morning at 6:47, a 95-pound American bully sat alone on the same cracked sidewalk. Most people crossed the street. Two people stopped. And what happened the morning they saw someone standing over him with a raised boot would end with an arrest, a signature, and the loudest snoring either of them had ever heard in their lives. Every morning, on the same cracked sidewalk in the same forgotten corner of the neighborhood, a 95-pound American bully sat completely alone. No collar, no name tag, no one coming for him. Most people crossed the street when they saw him. Most people pretended he wasn't there. Marcus and Kesha didn't, and that decision, it changed everything. But one Tuesday morning, when they turned the corner with his usual breakfast in hand, they stopped dead in their tracks. A man, standing over Tank, foot raised, was doing something that made Marcus's blood run cold. Kesha's hand went straight to her phone, and what happened in the next 4 minutes would end with police sirens, an arrest, and one very confused bully staring at them both. It had started 3 months earlier. Marcus and Kesha both worked early shifts. Marcus at a logistics warehouse, Kesha at a dental clinic downtown. Every morning, same route, same time. And every morning, same dog. He was sitting outside an abandoned auto shop on Delray Street, just sitting there. The first time they saw him, Kesha grabbed Marcus's arm. "Don't stop," Marcus said. "Kesha, Marcus, he's looking at us." He was. Those amber eyes, soft, tired, a little defeated, were locked right on them. Marcus sighed, pulled over, and that was that. They started bringing food. Nothing fancy, leftover chicken, a can of dog food from the corner store, sometimes just bread. Tank, Kesha named him on day 4, because look at him, Marcus, he's literally a tank, would wait for them every single morning. 6:47 a.m., he was already positioned at the edge of the sidewalk. They'd spend maybe 10 minutes with him, pet him, feed him, talk to him, then leave for work, then feel guilty about leaving all day. "We should just take him," Kesha said one morning. "We live in an apartment," Marcus replied. So he's 95 pounds. So are you." Marcus didn't have a comeback for that. Stories like this remind us why some connections can't be explained. They just happen. Sometimes love finds you on a cracked sidewalk at 6:47 in the morning. But what happened next would test everything they felt for him. It was a Thursday, 3 weeks into their morning routine. They turned onto Delray Street and Kesha grabbed Marcus's arm. Again, but this time not because of Tank's eyes. A man, mid-40s, heavy boots, work jacket, standing directly over Tank, and his boot was pulled back. "Hey!" Marcus was out of the car before Kesha could say a word. The man turned. "Mind your business." "That's my business right there. This dog is mine. I do what I want with him." Tank hadn't moved. He sat perfectly still, head slightly lowered, like he'd been through this before, like he already knew how this ended. Kesha was recording. The argument lasted 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Marcus, jaw tight, voice controlled, barely. The man pointing, gesturing, getting louder. "You don't own him. You feed him scraps. That's not love, that's a hobby." "Then why," Marcus said quietly, "is he looking at me and not you?" The man had no answer. "I see you still haven't subscribed. Honestly, that breaks my heart. This story isn't over. Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss what happens next." They drove to the precinct on 4th. Kesha had the footage ready before they even walked through the door. The officer watched the video twice. Then he leaned back in his chair. "There's an active warrant on this individual," he said. "Unrelated charges. This footage just helped us find him." Within the hour, the man was in handcuffs. Tank, meanwhile, was still sitting on Delray Street, waiting. 6:47 a.m. energy at 11 in the morning. The paperwork took 2 days. An emergency vet check, a call to animal control, forms, signatures, a very patient shelter coordinator named Donna who kept saying, "Are you sure? He's a lot of dog." "We're sure," Kesha said. "You have an apartment?" "We're sure," Marcus repeated. The night Tank came home was not quiet. It was not graceful. It was not the soft, cinematic moment they had imagined. It was 95 pounds of American Bully discovering that couches existed, that blankets were incredible, that human ankles, when grabbed gently with a massive jaw, would cause the most satisfying reaction. He snored. Not like a dog, like a large, deeply content man who had worked a 12-hour shift and earned every second of sleep. At 2:30 a.m., Marcus sat up in bed, stared at the ceiling, and whispered, "Kesha? He's on my legs. He loves you. I can't feel my legs. That means he really loves you." Tank snored on. Some stories are too good to keep to yourself. If this one made you smile, you already know someone who needs to see it. 3 months later, Marcus and Kesha take the same route to work. Force of habit, but now Tank is in the back seat, head out the window, ears back, deeply serious about the wind. Sometimes Marcus glances in the rearview mirror and laughs to himself. Kesha catches him every time. "What?" "Nothing, just, did we make the right call?" "Marcus?" I'm asking seriously. He's literally smiling. He was. That wide, wrinkled, ridiculous American Bully smile that once sat forgotten on a cracked sidewalk on Delray Street. The apartment had changed, not dramatically, but in the ways that matter. There was a water bowl by the front door that Marcus tripped over every single morning without fail. There was a blanket on the couch that was technically Tank's, but had somehow become everyone's. There were toys, purple ones, rope ones, a squeaky hamburger that Kesha bought as a joke, and that Tank now treated as a sacred object, carrying it from room to room like a tiny, squeaking treasure. And there were the nights, the long, ridiculous, somehow perfect nights. Tank had a system. He would start the evening curled at the foot of the bed, reasonable, respectful, almost dignified. By midnight, he had migrated to the middle. By 2 a.m., Marcus was hanging off one edge, Kesha off the other, and Tank was spread across the mattress, like he personally built the mattress and was simply allowing them to use the corners. "This is your fault," Marcus told Kesha one night, balanced on approximately 4 inches of bed space. "He was cold," she whispered. "He weighs 95 pounds. He was emotionally cold, Marcus." Tank snored, loudly, completely unbothered. In the mornings, when Marcus's alarm went off, Tank would lift one heavy paw and place it directly on Marcus's chest. Not aggressive, not playful, just stay. 5 more minutes. Stay. Sometimes he did. There are dogs in this world who don't need saving. And then there are dogs like Tank who were never lost, just waiting. Waiting for the right people to stop, to show up, to stay. Marcus and Kesha stopped. They showed up. They stayed. And Tank never had to wait again. Would you have stopped that morning or kept driving? Tell me in the comments.